Kilauea Volcanic Mountain, on the Big Isle of Hawaii, has been belching continuously on its east fracture area with 1983. Largest of the period, the lava flow fluid southward in the direction the sea, menacing no. But sometimes it goes in a various line. The is which happened the period. And fortunately, no one was wound, authorities tell. An ejection such as the A, wherever the crack though has a road address, necessarily triggers the issue of the hazard undertaken by human beings who chose to dwell on an busy volcanic mountain. The regional residents would potential say it is one cost take, for the cool quality assurance of lifetime, the distance, the beautiful, the society, in aloha ghost, the view. It is, following all, Hawaii. Which's more than, in the 50th country, as in lot components of the planet in volcanoes, the benefits, wealthy soil for farming, the present of inorganic deposits and geothermic power, do stay shut to volcanoes appealing. And volcanoes, in comparison with lotsome nature hazards, normally offer clues to which is upcoming. Down there were the period, too much. For the history 3 weeks, scientists include been close observer signs of enlarged operation at Kilauea. Earth-based tool and satellites detected hundreds of little earthquakes by the volcanic mountain, and tilt on the land, indication how the volcanic mountain was swelling in a new party of lava incoming its water pipe framework of profound in the land. The lava flow pond at the summit conference has rising to an all-time top standard. At its spike it shed on the story of the crater, cover couple thirds of it in crisp lava flow. So, it was precise thing was on to occur. But which? For a time, the major anxiety was concentrated on the summit conference pond, within the Haumau crater, that the almost 2 millionth tourists who trip Hawaii volcano's domestic garden every year can type of the visitors center top sulfuric dioxide emissions, and the opportunity of an blast caused by rock declining in the pond, could put garden visitors at a lightly enlarged, but restless, fare the identical, hazard of creature vulnerable to bad air and volcano ashes. But later signs displaced to specify the lava was mobile, in fact departure in the east fracture area. Earthquakes by Pu'u'o, the major hole busy on the east fracture area with the 1980s, enlarged sharply. And the earthquakes did not halt, they stored driving east. History Railway 130, the major way connection communities on the southeastern angle of the Big Isle, and scientists and civilian engineering personnel, or residents, became concerned how down there could be an ejection shut to communities. The U.S. Geologic Examination, as residents on the east fracture area, were put on top alarm. While the lava ultimately achieved the shallow, cut a fracture of on 150 fathom, lava flow fountained in Leilani Estates, wherever on 1,700 human beings dwell, and shaped several little fluid on the fracture's edges. Residents down there and in the Lani Puna Gardens unit were orderly to evacuation, schools were close and a geothermic factory was provisionally closed downward. The ejection ended following a few several hours. Really, the recent eruptions in the portion of the isle happened about 60 years ago, in 1955, closed the countryside of Nanawale, fair polar of the unit of Leilani Estates. How ejection achieved the suburb of Kapoho countryside, fair to the east of Leilani Estates, and a greater ejection in 1960 coated it fully. Fortunately, the 1 week's occasion ended really rapidly and inflicted lot less than harm rather than such over ones. The ejection teaches us how an busy volcanic mountain is ever able of change its behavior, and how we should ever remain alarmed and aware of the risks. Human beings in America, and about the planet, dwell in common threats of nature hazards such as earthquakes, tornadoes, fires and floods, in places lot more than tightly inhabited rather than Hawaii. In the compare in reason, he's lightweight to see how residing in the magnificent Aloha country, though on a volcanic mountain house and lava flow yours way each few many decades, might yet be a so intended judgment.